A how-to book for entrepreneurs who wish to start an online business. Rework 2010, a book by Jason Fried and David Heinemeier Hansson, provides strategies and insights that can be used by people who want to start an online business, even if they lack experience. The book's argument is that work needs to be reworked because bigger enterprises can be outmaneuvered by small companies by getting rid of outdated traditions and focusing on flexibility, independence, and economic prudence. Technology is advanced enough where it is now possible to start a business without having to spend so much money. One can start a company and attract customers entirely online, even if they work from the comfort of their home. What's necessary for starting a successful business is believing in the product or service being sold and working hard and efficiently at making the company profitable over time. Emulating big companies can cause small businesses to face setbacks. Business owners should avoid upgrading their equipment or hiring more people before they need to, because those actions are risky and expensive. The business owner has to resist doing unnecessary ostentation and frills that will detract from overall quality and shrink their customer base. If the company focuses too much on what others think, they might end up chasing after fads instead of improving their performance. There are only a few people who would want specialized services. Most people just want practical products that address everyday needs. Here are the top 7 lessons from Jason Fried and David Heinemeier Hansson's Rework. Change the way you work forever. Lesson 1. Learn from your own mistakes. Do not blindly follow what other people have learned, and do not allow them to create society's rules of what works and what doesn't. Other people's mistakes are other people's mistakes. They have nothing to do with you. When you learn from your own mistakes, you learn what not to do, but not necessarily on what you should do next. Learning from your success will always give you an idea on what to do next. Therefore, it is necessary to understand that failure is not a prerequisite to one's success. Lesson 2. Be aware that premature growth means death. Premature growth is a death trap. Don't grow your business just for the sake of growing. Observe what feels right. Small companies wish they were bigger, while big companies wish they were more agile. The bigger the company is, the more complex the infrastructure becomes, therefore causing more problems that need to be addressed. You end up having the need to hire people to solve problems that were created from hiring too many people than you actually needed. It becomes unnecessarily harder to manage the business. Lesson 3. Be a business your customers would miss. It is ideal to be a business where your customers would feel that if you stop doing what you do, then it would feel like something is missing. Build products you want to use yourself. When you solve your own problem, you know how to solve it. You are therefore scratching your own itch. You're then in the position where you can identify what makes the product work in the best way possible to solve any problem the customers encounter related to your product. Lesson 4. Stay in control. When you start taking money from investors, you also start taking orders to some extent. Avoid taking money to have someone else control your money. The more you give your company up to raise more funds, the less leverage you'll have over your company. This results in several contracts and conditions, which are a waste of time that you should be using focusing on building something great. By taking too much money from investors, you end up building what the investors want instead of what your customers need. Lesson 5. Focus on what you have. When you're a startup, constraints can be a good thing. You learn to be creative and make do with what you have. You may choose to raise funds via a crowdfunding campaign like Kickstarter. However, how can you tell what is important? Try asking yourself, if I took this away, would my product still exist? If it doesn't, focus on making this the best it can be with the resources you have available. Don't mind the details while you nail the basics. An architect doesn't plan the floor tiles when they're starting out working on a building. If you focus on what you can do now, instead of always looking at the bigger picture, you'll learn to do what is good enough. The thing is, you don't have to live with the decision forever, because you can always change good enough to great. Long projects drain morale, so start with something extremely basic. That way you're always making progress. Lesson 6. Avoid interruptions. Ask yourself, where do you get the most work done? Some people work better through the night when there are little or no interruptions. The reason why they work best during this time is because interruptions hinder productivity. It is difficult to get meaningful things done when you're constantly starting and stopping. You need to be able to focus for long periods of time. Introduce uninterrupted hours to your work, where nobody talks to each other, where there's no social media or anything that can take someone's attention away from working. Try this as an experiment and see your productivity skyrocket. Lesson 7. Take responsibility. There are always people who will call you out on your business's flaws and shortcomings. Hold your hands up right away. The highest ranked person should take command responsibility and should address the issue promptly. In conclusion, business owners should instead focus on authenticity. They shouldn't follow every trend done by competitors or blindly fulfill random customer suggestions, but instead stay true to their inspiration, that motivated them to start the business. Are you planning to start a small business? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on my new content. You can also get a free copy of the audiobook by clicking the link in the description. Until next time.